Good morning. Welcome to the 2001 Community Service Awards. I would like to thank the four Burlington Rotary clubs for working together for this celebration. And we look forward to hearing from our nominees. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Burlington Mayor Mary Ann Mead Ward, and I'm delighted to welcome you today to this virtual celebration to honor four outstanding individuals in our community with the Paul Harris Award. I want to welcome all four of the Rotary clubs, Burlington Lakeshore, Burlington North, and Central, for all of your outstanding efforts for decades in our community. And we have seen through this recent pandemic just how much we need and value our individuals and our charitable organizations that keep us going and make sure that even in a pandemic, everybody's needs are looked after. And that's no small feat, given the restrictions on gathering in person. So even though we can't come together face to face, I know one day we will be able to. Hope is on the horizon, but in the meantime, it's really nice to be able to come together virtually. So thank you to the clubs for organizing. I'm really looking forward to seeing the individuals who are honored today with this award.
Now a message from our district governor. Mike Laurie has been a Rotarian for more than 30 years. He's been the president 3 times in his local Rotary club, and we're glad that he's been able to send us a message and tell us a little bit about himself and Rotary.
Laurie, I'm District Governor of Rotary Area 7080. We are doing a special presentation today, and I'm honored to be part of the 4 Burlington Rotary clubs who are recognizing 4 terrific individuals in their community. These individuals are David Vandenberg, Beth Martin, Roger Boyd, and Mary Dilley. They will be more formally introduced shortly, but these are community champions who have been doing great work in not-for-profits in this local area. Now, the Paul Harris Award was established to honor Rotary's founder, Paul Harris, who started Rotary in 1905 in Chicago with 4 other local business and professional people. Since that time, this organization has grown to over 1.2 million people, members in 35,000 clubs in 200 countries. To honor our founder, Paul Harris, who died in 1947, Rotary initiated the Paul Harris Fellowship Awards, given to people that have lived the values and goals of Rotary in their community and around the world. These 4 individuals that are being honored today have done champion work in their communities. Now, Since the Paul Harris Fellowships were started in 1957, over 1 million awards have been given to individuals who have gone above and beyond regular work. They've really honored their communities. We are listing these folks with other recipients of the Paul Harris Award, which include Jimmy Carter, Boris Yeltsin, James Lovell, and Jonas Salk. Mother Teresa as well had received a Paul Harris Award for her great humanitarian work. So it is an honor for these individuals because they have done such a great job in their particular areas, not-for-profits in this local community. And Rotary is so proud that they can be recognized and align with our values and contributing to making a better world. Our motto is service above self, and these folks have served well. We are honored to be part of this organization.
We have as a guest speaker today, Brother Richard McPhee, who will be speaking as our keynote on the issues of compassion.
I'm Brother Richard McPhee. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Good Shepherd Centers here in Hamilton. I am a member of the Hospitaller Brothers of St. John of God, which is an international order of brothers that are in over 50 different countries throughout the world, operating some 400 facilities and healthcare centers in over 50 different countries. I'd like to congratulate those who are receiving the Paul Harris Fellow: Beth Martin, Mary Dilley, Roger Boyd, and Dave Vandenberg. I myself was awarded the Paul Harris Fellow some 20 years ago. I myself was awarded the Paul Harris Fellow some 20 years ago. The award is named in honor of Paul Harris, who founded Rotary some 112 years ago. It's one of the highest awards that Rotarians bestow upon people. It's very humbling to know that all of us now sit with many distinguished people as far-flung as U.S. presidents, medical pioneers, and humanitarians throughout our world. You know, Rotary's motto of service above self aligns very clearly with the Good Shepherd's model of hospitality, which means that we welcome people with compassion, acceptance, and generosity. In other words, we put others before ourselves. Our founding philosophy here at Good Shepherd was that we wanted to work out and work with those who were the most vulnerable in our community. We're people-centered, both on healthcare, housing, and social services. John of God, our founder, was a man who believed that by doing good for yourself, you do good for others. In our vision as an organization, we understand and commit to seeing the good in others and to having faith in them. This year at Good Shepherd, we mark 60 years in our Hamilton community, a milestone of serving those in various walks of life. We often say that we serve people from cradle to grave, and that can be anywhere from children and young mothers and their children to those who are dying at the end of their days. We originally started by working with those who were homeless, the homeless men in our community, and we continue that work today, and particularly during this pandemic time. We have been only able to do this because of the generosity and the commitment of so many people in our community, and in particular Rotarians and Rotary clubs throughout our community that have contributed to our mission of hospitality. You know, each and every day at Good Shepherd, we serve over 1,500 people, whether that's giving them a place to sleep for the night or providing them a home, whether that's serving a meal or giving out some groceries to a family, whether that's ministering to somebody in one of our clinics or comforting somebody who is dying. And we do that each and every day because we believe in others. And we believe that it's important to reach out to those who are in need, our brothers and sisters who find themselves sometimes in most vulnerable and precarious positions. You know, as we go throughout this pandemic, it's been a real challenging time. And as I was reflecting today about what I might say to Rotarians, is that, you know what, we need to have hope. During this time, there's been lots of fear. When we first started, we talked about fact over fears because the fear of the virus was overriding people's logic and often finding themselves paralyzed by this unknown quantity that was upon us. It sort of began for us at Good Shepherd over almost a year ago. And I like to say it was the gift of the Ides of March, just before St. Patrick's Day. And we began to start to see events being canceled, people being told to stay home, and the challenges of what it might mean for us as an organization to provide services to those who are often most vulnerable in our community. At that time, it was an unknown time for us, and I think in some ways it was a scary time for all of us. We questioned what was going to happen next, and we often had to pivot on a dime. Each day was a new planning process. Each day was a new outcome with some new information or some new directions of how to deliver services to those who often find themselves on the margins of our society. We did that continuously. Interesting for us as brothers in terms of our ministry, our community and our brothers have traditionally been in healthcare. And since the 1500s, we've seen many, many pandemics. We've seen many, many challenges to the health of society. Recently, we lost 5 of our brothers to the Ebola virus, where our hospital in Sierra Leone was at the epicenter. 2 of our brothers that were doctors, 2 nurses, and a healthcare administrator died looking after those who were affected by that virus. In my own community here in Hamilton, 4 of us got the virus early on. One of our brothers had gone to minister to a young man who was dying in our hospice. And as he prayed with the family in that room, he did not realize that the virus lurked within one of the family members and brought the virus home to 4 of us in our community. One brother was spared. And as we found out and lived through that 14 days of unknown, of a new time, it was a challenging time both of fear, anxiety, and I would say for you a sense of trepidation in not knowing what would come next. I remember in my own self that as I read, being a healthcare professional, I read some of the issues that we dealt with regards to this virus, and I wondered whether or not I would succumb to it. I really wasn't that sick. I had moderate fever. I had those chills and pains. I was exhausted, but I continued to work through it from home. I remember around grade day 8 or 9, when people anticipated that you would see the worst of the symptoms, I wondered to myself, what's going to happen tomorrow? And I guess by the grace of God, things continued. Unfortunately, I guess I consider myself one of the long haulers because I continue to live with some of the after effects of the virus, even though the period of time when I was sick was very moderate. Continue to live without a sense of smell and a sense of taste. Continue to live with extreme exhaustion at times, which just makes you feel sometimes that you're going to have been unplugged from an electrical circuit. But we continue to live in hope. You know, as we see ourselves as the lucky ones and have continued to do this ministry, I am so proud of the co-workers that I am blessed with that work each and every day at Good Shepherd. Each and every day, some 600 men and women and countless volunteers reach out to those who are in need. They come to our centers knowing full well that they are going to be put at risk, and we have an obligation to protect them. And we have an obligation to find ways in which we can keep this virus at bay. Some of our co-workers have spent time on the front lines testing others who work within this sector of homelessness to find ways in which we can make sure that the virus is kept out of our facilities. We spend our time testing. We spend our time ensuring that people are in fact clear of the virus. I can tell you that each and every day, the men and women who join with me in this ministry of hospitality truly are heroes, heroes who make a difference in our community, make a difference in so many people's lives. I've seen that time and time again through this pandemic. I've seen it through the many, many people who have been working on the front lines. And it's been a challenging time for us. I've seen it with some of our volunteers from Burlington who have come in to volunteer in our venture center, sorting food or serving families who were in need. Or those who come to our shelters who help those that are staying with us by perhaps a comforting word or helping them do laundry, and still on the front lines because they care. It's because of people who care that we are there. And that doesn't mean that that isn't without fear. I know for some of our services, many services went viral right away, but so much of what we do is really about the human touch. And so much of what we do is really about being there for people face to face. I challenge you as Rotarians and as people in our community to get involved. We need to be people that live in hope. We need to be people who know that we can get through this together, because it is together that we'll conquer all things possible. We need to be there for each other, for as we move forward into this new world order, as we keep referring to it as, we will need each other. And I know that we've moved to this virtual world of technology and its benefits and how we've been able to reach out, and as our, I think a previous Bell commercial used to say, reach out and touch someone. Well, we're reaching out each and every day, and sometimes that expression of touch really does require that face-to-face contact. You know, we've adapted to protect our staff, to protect our clients. We've been there because of people like yourselves in our community who supported us. We've had to do this ministry of hospitality differently. This past Christmas, we would have invited some 2,500 people to a Christmas dinner at our convention center. That wasn't possible. But we did reach out to those still by providing takeaway hot meals for people. We were able to turn around and be there for over 3,000 families because people in their generosity reached out to us. We've been able to be there for women and children who are victims of violence because we've been able to keep our phone lines open, and there for people with mental health crisis, so our crisis services at the Barrett Center and our crisis helpline. The challenges of this virus have had great tolls on people's mental health, and particularly on the issue of children's mental health, and we see that each and every day in our services. As we struggle to continue to perhaps move into this third wave, I still want to invite you to continue to be part of making your community a better place to live, a better place by getting involved. And that involvement will require us all to have creative minds to work together. I challenge you to look at those opportunities to make your community a better place to live for all, a better place for seniors, a better place for your children, a better place for your families and for yourself. You know, as we move forward, I'd like to leave you today with a poem I used a few years ago, but it does in fact speak to some of the challenges that we're experiencing and how we need to live in hope. 4 candles were burning softly in a room. The ambience was so soft, one could hear them talking. The first candle said, "I am peace. The world is full of anger and fighting. No one can keep me lit." The flame of peace went out completely. The second candle said, "I am faith. I am no longer indispensable. I don't make sense that I stay lit for another moment." Just then a breeze softly blew out faith's flame. Sadly, the third candle began to speak. "I am love. People don't understand my importance, so they simply put me aside. They often forget to love those who are nearest to them. I haven't the strength to stay lit, and waiting no longer, love's flame went out." Suddenly a child entered the room and saw 3 unlit candles. "Why aren't you burning? You are supposed to stay lit until the end." Saying this, the child began to cry. The 4th candle answered, "Don't be afraid. I am hope. While I'm still burning, we can relight the other candles." With shining eyes, the child took the candle of hope and lit the other candles. The flame of hope should never go out from your life. And with hope, each of us can live a life of peace, faith, and love. Today, find that hope so that you can, in fact, create a world full of peace, faith, and love. Thank you. I'm Brother Richard McPhee.
So thank you, Brother Richard, for that presentation. Clearly, there's a lot in need in our community, and it's a wonderful experience to witness and see the hard works of everybody. Today we're celebrating 4 unique and special people who have stepped up beyond the call of what they would normally do, and we're here to celebrate with them today. We're going to go through presentations for each of the recipients. In each recipient was elected by various Burlington clubs, and an introduction to who they are. There'll be a short video segment on their particular causes, and then following each recipient, there'll be an opportunity for them to speak. Good morning. The Rotary Club of Burlington is honored to be presenting David Vandenberg with a Paul Harris Fellow Award. David was nominated and voted on by our club for the endless work that he does in our community. We first met David in 2019 when he came to the Rotary Business Camp Enterprise and presented to the youth attending the camp. He was well received by the students. They were impressed by his enthusiasm and dedication to both business and community involvement. David has been touched by Rotary from Interac in high school, the Amazing Bed Race, Python's Pit, RILA, and Camp Enterprise. As a club, we have worked with Wellington Square before and during COVID-19. We are proud to present David, who is the operations manager of COVID-19 Emergency Meal Bag Program at Wellington Square, the Paul Harris Fellow Award. Congratulations, David. Thank you for all you do for our community. We are lucky to have you live in Burlington. You are a perfect example of service above self.
In response to COVID-19, Friday Night Community has changed to a regular take-home meal bag program where already prepared food is packaged up and ready for pickup or delivery to those who are in need of food support. Through this essential service, we are providing over 1,200 meal bags each week. Our kitchen is working hard to prepare delicious and nutritious meals, and we are thankful for the support of our community food partners who are also cooking in their facilities. Once prepared, volunteers package up the food into new containers, and the well-rounded meals are put together into bags for our friends to warm up and enjoy in their own homes. We are thankful for all food donations that we receive and work hard to turn them into delicious meals, which we in turn give out to our community friends. We provide well over 100 deliveries every meal bag day to those in our community who are not able to pick up for various reasons. Once the meal boxes are prepared with the meal bags, fresh breads, as well as any available produce or dairy, the volunteer picks up the boxes and follows careful protocol when delivering to the residences. Thank you for spreading the word about our need for all food donations, including meat, dairy and produce, hygiene and cleaning products, as well as all baby products, which allows us to continue to support our community at this time.
David, I'd ask now for you to speak. Are you there?
I am here. Can everybody hear me?
Very good. Congratulations.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I know there's some people chiming in across the country, some family out west, some folks from the cottage, and some friends here in Burlington and beyond. I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who didn't hit snooze this morning and joined us for this meeting. I know it was an early one, but also to the Rotary Club of Burlington Central and Grand Line for putting this all together. This is an awesome event, and I think it's a great job the way it's looking. Also to the Rotary Club of Burlington and Nancy for nominating me for this award. You know, there's a common saying that says you are who you surround yourself with. So what I decided to do is surround myself with Rotarians, a dedicated group of selfless people who give back in infinite ways to our community and have really taught me so much. Thank you to all the Rotary clubs in Burlington who just do such amazing work. As mentioned in the video, Rotary has touched my life in so many ways, from Interact in high school to the amazing bed race, being the captain of that, and to Python's Pit, to Lakeside a la carte, to even Sheila Wellham dragging Kyle and I to Toronto to tour this capital of Ontario with exchange students who called Canada home for 12 months. There's a few specific people that I do want to highlight today that have been such a critical component of my growth and development in the community and have really made me the person that I think I am today. First off is Fareen Samji. Fareen, you have always opened doors for me. You have given me chances and have always been frank with me, to be honest. And that's the kind of frankness that I needed that I still do need at a young age. Secondly is Rick Goldring, a close friend of mine, a mentor, and what feels now like an uncle who has trusted me in many ways and given me opportunities beyond I could ever have imagined and trusted me. Thirdly is Mike Quackenbush. Mike is my best friend, my mentor, and someone who has undoubtedly saved my butt more than once and has supported this community since day one. Lastly, my number one cheerleaders, my parents, Darlene and Bob, who unconditionally believe in me and support me even on days when I don't believe in myself. To everyone on this call, Rotary and beyond, keep doing good. We need it now more than ever. Keep opening doors for our youth. Give them responsibility, trust them to deliver. Let us be a sponge around you. Getting those opportunities at a young age is such an important piece to personal and professional development. It means the world to us. I can attest to it. So know that your work is making such a big impact in Burlington and beyond. Thank you, and it is truly my honor to accept the Paul Harris Award for 2020. Thank you.
Well done.
Rotary Burlington North is recognizing Mary Dilley today. She has been a major contributor to the needs of our community for many years. She's really stepped it up due to the increased needs of the pandemic. She's the co-founder of the Give to Live Furniture Project. Its purpose is to find and collect clean and excellent condition, new and secondhand furniture, which is donated to families leaving shelters and refugee families in our community. She's played a key part in building relationships with Halton Women's Place and the Fresh Start Project in order to receive requests to help eliminate furniture poverty in our community. She's also developed partnerships with Access Storage and Rotary Burlington North to expand this program to support more than 20 families in 2020, and it's growing. Mary also ensured that the 15th annual Christmas dinner happened this year. She did this by partnering with Wellington Square. Mary put together sponsors and donors to provide a complete Christmas dinner with all the fixins and gifts for over 300 families. She figured out how to do this using curbside pickup and a delivery effort so that all the families in need were looked after. She spent countless hours at her home filling gift bags as she prepared for the big day. Without the efforts of Mary, I'm sure this event would not have happened this year. We are thrilled to be able to honor Mary's contributions to the community, and we thank her for all she does.
The new Give to Live Furniture project helps women and children leaving shelters and new refugee families furnish their first home. Co-founder Mary Dilley explains.
Well, we find that the women that are leaving the shelters, most of the time they leave their homes with their suitcases and their children, and they leave everything behind. So then when they're ready to find a place to live, they move in and they don't have any furniture. We just donated to a woman last week. She was a single mom. She'd just moved out of a shelter with 4 children, and all she had in her apartment were 2 twin mattresses, not even twin beds, 2 twin mattresses. So these women and new refugee families, they come in and they're not carrying anything with them. They don't have a U-Haul coming in behind them. So they have nothing.
Working with the Fresh Start Project and Halton Women's Place, Give to Live has already helped multiple families. Recently, they brought furniture for a refugee family and were invited back to visit.
We brought in a massive TV. It's bigger than the TV in my house. And when the little boy first saw it, he started laughing and laughing and laughing. And then he started to cry. And I guess they'd never had a TV before. And of course, this TV is bigger than he is. So it really means a lot. And it's nice for us. It's nice for Clinton and I when we deliver things and then we go home and then we text each other at night and we say, can you imagine those kids are sleeping in beds tonight? They're not sleeping on the floor anymore. They've crawled into their own bed.
After helping to haul all the furniture in himself, seeing the family in their home is very special for Howell.
Yeah, they've got a place to sit now. They can watch some TV. They just, I can't even imagine not having those things. So it really feels good to see them enjoying and appreciating what they've got, and they really deserve a lot more.
But where does all this free furniture come from? All of it is donations.
It's the easiest thing to donate. I put a call out on Facebook and say, I need 3 beds, a couch, a TV stand, and a kitchen table and chairs. And I'm telling you that within 15 minutes, I've got it all.
With donations pouring in, storage quickly became an issue. Co-founder Clinton Howell found the solution.
We were donated a storage locker at Access Storage. Nice 10-foot by 20-foot locker, and it's been amazing. And I think it took us 3 days to get it filled. So we've got a full storage locker right now, and we've got some families coming up that need a bunch of furniture.
Dilly shares her gratitude to all the people who brought donations on the day they opened the storage locker.
And literally people are dropping things off to us and donating, and then people are saying, can I give more? Can I give more? The people in Burlington are saying. It's not just enough that they help us with what we're asking for, they want to help us with more. So thank you to the people of Burlington.
Thank you so much.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Mary, I'm assuming you can hear me okay. Congratulations. I believe you're muted.
There we go.
There we are.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. When I was told of this awesome event, I wanted to refresh my memory of Paul Harris. Now, Michael Laurie already told you a little bit about, but it's already in my speech, so I'm going to say it anyway. Paul Harris started Rotary in 1905 with a handful of men sitting around a table to put together ideas of how to help and be of service to the community and to make lifelong friendships. Now, 116 years later, there are about 1.2 million members across the world. I wonder what he would have thought about all the amazing female Rotarians now. I'm sure he would have been proud. I'm honored to be recognized for my community involvement from people who I feel are the most amazing people. Of course, whatever I do involves family and friends and volunteers who work very hard. And I stand in good company with the other recipients, David, Beth, and Roger. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my amazing Rotarian friends who have inspired me always to strive to put service before self. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
President of the Rotary Club of Burlington Central, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Beth Martin, who, because of her outstanding community service, we have selected for recognition as a Paul Harris Fellow. Beth has been a resident of Burlington since 2014. In 2004, she graduated from the University of Western Ontario with a BA in Psychology and Sociology. Her studies continued at other universities as she pursued her interest in improving community life. Fast forward to March 2020, when we were all entering COVID lockdown, Beth founded Burlington Together to address the needs of vulnerable community members and provide a reliable platform for factual information and community resources. With outstanding success, Burlington Together now has over 12,000 members in its Facebook group. Burlington Together has been the catalyst for grocery pickups and deliveries, food and necessity donations, mask and scrub cap sewing and donation, and other charitable donations. Over $6,000 was raised for local recipients like Burlington Food Bank, Food for Kids Halton, Halton Women's Place, and the Willow Foundation. In May 2020, Beth also became the founder and managing director of Grow a Row. This volunteer program, in conjunction with Burlington Together and the Burlington Food Bank, encourages home gardeners to grow vegetables and other produce for subsequent donation. Burlington is a great place to live and to raise a family, and has been improved by Beth's dedication to ensuring that no residents are forgotten. Let's hear more of how Beth has helped Burlington residents.
Burlington Together is a Facebook group. It has about 7,500 members from Burlington. The idea initially was to provide a place that filled the needs gap. So at first, when the pandemic started, the charities and the city, it was such an immediate change that there was sort of this gap in people needing food or people needing necessities, diapers, baby stuff. So we were able to sort of set up almost like a swap where someone could post if they needed something and other people could share if they had something. Toilet paper, Lysol, we all remember that fun. And then it became flour and yeast, and now it's just more of a community site. We do food collection, we do Grow a Row, and then other community members are able to share their charitable projects as well. And we've had it's been a great community. A lot of people have come together.
But Beth didn't stop at creating the online community. She set up a food bank donation bin right outside her house, but that still wasn't enough.
Well, when this pandemic started, I was thinking about ways that I could help the community, because initially I was involved in the PTA, or the parent council, at my kids' school, and we do a lot of food support through the school. And I realized when school was canceled, essentially, those food supports kind of just disappeared. So I was thinking of ways that I could involve the community in an easy sort of like not too many barriers to entry way to help people who might need food support. So I was asking people if they're growing a garden this year, if they are home gardeners, or if they have a community garden plot, to just set aside a little bit for the food bank and then donate it when it's ready for harvest. Most people don't know that you can donate produce to the food bank. It doesn't just have to be non-perishable, and they will happily take it. They would prefer if you drop it off in the morning and to call ahead to let them know that produce is coming, so it doesn't sit in the donation bin for too long and it's still fresh and lovely. And if you drop it off in the morning, they will be able to put it in meal kits that are going out, like food kits that are going out that day. So it's like direct to people who need it, which is fantastic. And you're providing a very healthy support pretty easily, because most of us end up with so much extra harvest anyway. You have like 1,000 tomatoes. What are you going to do with them? Well, you can donate them to the food bank.
She even got a secondary space specifically for Grow a Row at the community garden.
My personal produce is not quite ready yet, but we do have gardening space outside of this garden at Central Garden in Burlington, where we have been able to donate a fairly large amount of lettuce so far. It's one of the earlier crops. So that feels really great to see that come to fruition and have people donating fresh produce from their own garden. Hopefully I'll be able to do the same with mine. We will see.
How does it feel to have been named as a local hero during the pandemic?
And when I found out I'd been nominated and won, I was so surprised, and I was thrilled, obviously, but I was surprised.
Beth has teamed up with local businesses to sell Burlington Together t-shirts. $10 from every t-shirt sold will go directly to the Burlington Food Bank. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Nikki Wesley.
Well, Beth, congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to thank everyone for this incredible honor. I'm so flattered to be included here with Mary, David, and Roger, who are truly community champions. But I just wanted to mention briefly, Burlington Together wouldn't exist without the community who supported it and stepped up to give back. And it wouldn't exist without the community partnerships and the agencies that supported us. And it certainly wouldn't exist without the volunteers that gave their time selflessly to help us run Grow a Row and to help us moderate the site. So it still remains a place that's positive and reliable and hopefully continues to grow and support the community. I just wanted to say thank you so much again. I'm thrilled to be included here, and thanks.
Thank you, Beth.
Hi, I'm Jay Tomlinson, and I'm the president of the Rotary Club of Burlington Lakeshore. We are pleased to honor Roger Boyd with the award of the Paul Harris Fellowship this year. Chaplain Roger Boyd was moved to clean out his closet during a Sunday church service in September 2016. That day, he took the clothing directly to the streets and handed them out to the men of the Salvation Army. He asked the men if they liked soup, and they responded with a resounding yes. From that moment, Men's Street Ministry was born and is now a registered charity. Roger and Janet Boyd started this ministry with a pot of soup and some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. With the help of volunteers, they now serve 40 gallons of soup and over 800 sandwiches to the homeless and less fortunate each week. This works out to between 600 and 700 meals a week. Roger delivers the soup and other supplies twice a week to 3 locations in Hamilton. In 2018, his pickup truck that he used for all of his deliveries was stolen from his driveway. This truck was never recovered. However, this did not deter Roger. He purchased another truck and carried on with his ministry. The pandemic has not slowed Roger down, and he feels the services are needed more than ever, especially since many agencies have closed up. Roger was out on Christmas Day with his usual meals plus a little extra. He also provided the men with all the care packages with essentials, blankets, sleeping bags, and winter boots. This year, the care packages were needed more than ever. This service to the homeless is very time-consuming and all the more amazing considering that both Roger and his wife both have full-time jobs. Over the years, his ministry has expanded, and he now has 12 volunteers that help prepare the food. A lot of the ministry's early growth was through Facebook. Roger has contacts all over the country. Even Daryl Sittler wound up at his house in Ancaster with stuff to donate. The ministry is now a CRA registered charity, which was one of his earlier challenges. The Rotary Club of Burlington Lakeshore is proud to have selected Roger as our recipient for the Paul Harris Award.
I'm not going to change their situation. I'm not going to change their life. But you know what? If I can just make their day better, maybe their day, half a day better, then I feel that I accomplished something. Nothing more, nothing less. I started off with this particular pot right here. I always say to everybody, the car runs on 2 things, gas and tears. I'm telling you, when I'm out on the street, sometimes it's just overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. Here's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a snack. There you go. That's what it works, eh? I had no idea where to start. You know, I just went downtown and I bumped into a few guys on Wilson Street. And I said, hey, my name's Roger, and I just cleaned out my closet, and I was thinking about you guys, and I want to give you my clothes. And they said, yeah, we could use some clothing. And that's how it started. Here's a couple t-shirts. Here's a nice shirt. That'll fit you. So here's a nice t-shirt. And what else you need? Here's another t-shirt. Take a couple t-shirts. Look, brand new.
All right. I'll just take the one shirt for now. I think this is more than enough.
Okay.
More than fine. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, God bless you, brother. When I'm giving guys stuff, they'll just take one thing. They'll say, no, all I need is the one. I don't need the two. I don't need the three. This one guy that really made me say, let's start my ministry, was about 60 years old. And he was asking me, who are you with? Let me just get this straight. You're just by yourself? You're not with the Salvation Army. You're not with the Good Shepherd. You're not with no church. And I go, no. He kept on asking me, and he says he doesn't want anything from me. And I said, are you sure? And he walks a little closer to me, and he says to me, can I just have a hug? And he gave me the biggest hug. And you know what? I started to cry. She started to cry. And I just said right there to God, I said, you know what? We just started a new ministry, and it's Man Street Ministry. Mariah, I have a blessing bag for you.
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay. Good to see you, man. Okay. These are all ham sandwiches. Hey guys, want some sandwiches? Here's a sandwich for you too. What's your name?
Ken.
Nice to meet you, brother. God bless you, buddy. Give that one to your buddy over there.
Yeah.
It's got a piece of banana bread in it.
All right.
Wow. This is what typically happens to me every day. Donations come to my door. Some days my porch is just full. You look at my inventory here and you're going to say, wow, you got a lot of stuff. This doesn't last long. It really doesn't.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi Allison. Hi Brittany.
How are you?
What do we got today?
Lots of goodies.
Oh, lots of goodies,
Muffins, croissants.
Thank you. I'll see you at the end of the week. Thank you. Today we got a whole bunch of croissants, cheese croissants, and loaves of bread. Right here, English style bread. I probably get close to 35 loaves of bread a week, and I cut it all up by hand. I can't do this all myself. I have like 15 regular people that help me continuously every week. I am so proud of my community. Terrion, the company that I work for, they have been amazing support to me. They have a milk bag collection going on for me. I take my milk bags that I get, and I have different organizations that are making street beds for me. Hey Mac, I got you a bed, buddy. Come on. Look at that. Look after it. Okay. How's that? Eh? Do you need any other clothing? You need more clothing? No. You good? Okay, we'll see you, buddy. I know how much they love me, and I know how much I love them.
I never had this happen in all my life.
You haven't never had this happen to you in your life?
Yeah.
Well, today's a good day, eh? Look at you smile today. They're my street family. Just like I have my Terrion family, I have my personal family, I have my church family, and I have my street family. I'm so blessed I have so many different families. That guy that I first met on the street, when he said all he wanted from me was a hug, it broke me. It broke me. It just made me, I just broke down and I cried because I am so blessed with everything that I have in my life. And this guy, all he wants from me, a totally stranger, is a hug. Are you kidding me? I don't care. It's still, I still get emotional because I think of that moment. That moment just keeps me going. Just keeps me going. I'm not going to change.
Roger.
Morning.
you know, on a personal note, I've listened to all of these content, and there wasn't a dry tear in this house when we watched this, and you know, thank you for showing me the dark side of life and the hope that we have with these people.
That's what keeps us going, is the hope. I just want to say thank you, Rotary, for recognizing God's ministry, not my ministry. It's a community ministry. I'm just a front person of it. And congratulations to Dave and Mary and Beth on their rewards today. It's an honor to win a Paul Harris award. This ministry is about serving others. First, serving my God, and then serving others. Mainstream ministry is about community and volunteering and inspiring others to volunteer and to help others. You know, I was a Rotarian for a few years back in the 90s, and I found about volunteering is that I got more out of it than I gave, and this is a life example of people that helped me to do this ministry. Now we're up to approximately between 30 and 50 people a week that touch this ministry to make this work. We're on the streets 4 days a week. You know, that's a video that was taken a couple years ago, and we're up to 700 to 1,000 meals a week helping the homeless. And when I first started this, I had no idea. To be honest with you, I had no idea about homelessness and mental illness, and I was sure to learn quickly about homelessness and the mental illness. And it is sad, and especially in the winter time, this last few weeks, we've gone through a cold snap. To see somebody's child outside sleeping in a snowbank with nothing, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I know that we're just a Band-Aid out there on the street to help others, but if we can inspire the government and other organizations to do more and to help the broken and the lost and the forgotten, then we have accomplished something. And I can't thank my community, Hamilton, Burlington, and all the supporters to this ministry to make this work. Because this ministry, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of funds to do it. And it isn't from the people that follow me on Facebook and my family and my friends and the different churches and Rotary. Over the years, the last 4.5 years, you have been an amazing sponsor and support to my ministry. Fred Sweeney, God bless you, Fred, for continuing to support this ministry and supporting me personally, to give me the strength and the courage to keep going, and all that you do for me. And thank you for nominating me for this award. And Lakeshore Rotary, thank you for recognizing the ministry. This award is not about Roger Boyd. This award is about Main Street Ministry and all the volunteers and all the support that we get. So I just want to say thank you, and God bless you all for supporting this great ministry that has been put on my heart. And I just trust that you will continue to support us, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Owen McElhenney, the president of Burlington Central Rotary, will close in remarks.
Thanks, Graham. And today I'm actually making my closing remarks on behalf of the members of the 4 Rotary clubs of Burlington for this 4 Club Community Service Awards event. As individual clubs, we do a lot for our own fellowship and to provide local and international service. So I'm particularly pleased that the 4 Rotary clubs of Burlington have worked together to provide these awards. As Rotary clubs members, we typically meet every week in person, but of course for the past year we've been meeting virtually by Zoom every week. So we've got some experience in meeting virtually, but this is our very first 4-club virtual Zoom webinar. And so there's been obviously a big learning curve, and there's been a lot of immensely wonderful work done by the members of my club and of the 4 clubs in Burlington, the community service directors of those clubs, the subcommittees of those clubs, all of these recordings that had to be organized and made. In my club, Graham Lyne, who has been a part MC today or this morning, has been instrumental in making this happen. And Renee Papin with his leadership. And this is a good test for Renee because he's our incoming president starting in July this year. So again, well done to all of our members who have put this great event on this morning. Now to David, Mary, Beth and Roger, congratulations again from all of us. Hang your certificate and wear your Paul Harris Fellow pin with pride. You will be helping us as Rotarians, tell our story. And you will also, with your pin, be carrying the eternal gratitude of more than 1 million Rotarians around the world. So in these trying times, it's always great to have the opportunity to hear positive stories, to make us smile and feel happy, and also cry a little bit too. But it is just so wonderful and inspiring. I think somebody else made that point. We are all inspired by you all, David, Mary, Beth and Roger, from all of us in Rotary, and all of our guests who are on this morning. We have more than 100 people, approaching maybe 150 and possibly even more than that, which shows that I think all of our 4 Rotary clubs and many more are actually on this call this morning. So again, thank you very much.